You'll burn in hell for what you're doing, Wheelock tells him. He speaks with great, almost fervent, sincerity. What I'm doing when I take your dirty money is a venial sin, I asked the priest, so I'm sure, but yours is mortal. You're going to hell, see how many handouts you get down there. Blind Willie thinks of a jacket Willie and Bill Shearman sometimes see on the street. There is a map of Vietnam on the back, usually the years the wearer of the jacket spent there, and this message, when I die I'm going straight to heaven, because I spent my time in hell. He could mention this sentiment to Officer Wheelock, but it would do no good. Silence is better. Wheelock walks away, and Willie's thought, that he's glad to see him go, causes a rare smile to touch his face. It comes and goes like an errant ray of sunshine on a cloudy day. 1:40 p.m. 3 times he has banded the bills into rolls and dumped the change into the bottom of the case. This is really a storage function, and not an effort at concealment, now working completely by touch. He can no longer see the money, doesn't know a 1 from 100, but he senses he is having a very good day indeed. There is no pleasure in the knowledge, however. There's never much. Pleasure is not what Blind Willie is about, but even the sense of accomplishment he might have felt on another day has been muted by his conversation with Officer Wheelock. At 11:45, a young woman with a pretty voice, to Blind Willie she sounds like Diana Ross, comes out of Saks and gives him a cup of hot coffee, as she does most days at this time. At 1:15, another woman, this one not so young, and probably white, brings him a cup of steaming chicken noodle soup. He thanks them both. The white lady kisses his cheek with soft lips and wishes him the merriest of Merry Christmases. There is a counterbalancing side to the day, though, there almost always is. Around 1 o'clock a teenage boy with his unseen gang of buddies laughing and joking and skylarking all around him speaks out of the darkness to Blind Willie's left, says he is one ugly motherfuck, then asks if he wears those gloves because he burned his fingers off trying to read the waffle iron. He and his friends charge off, howling with laughter at this ancient jape. 15 minutes or so later someone kicks him, although that might have been an accident. Every time he bends over to the case, however, the case is right there. It is a city of hustlers, muggers, and thieves, but the case is right there, just as it has always been right there. And through it all, he thinks about Wheelock. The cop before Wheelock was easy, the one who comes when Wheelock either quits the force or gets moved out of Midtown may also be easy. Wheelock will shake, bake, or flake eventually, that's something else he learned in the bush, and in the meantime, he, Blind Willie, must bend like a reed in a windstorm. Except even the limberest reed breaks if the wind blows hard enough. Wheelock wants more money, but that isn't what bothers the man in the dark glasses and the army coat. Sooner or later they all want more money. When he started on this corner, he paid Officer Hanratty $125. Hanratty was a live and let live type of guy who smelled of Old Spice and whiskey just like George Raymer, the neighborhood beat cop of Willie Shearman's childhood, but easygoing Eric Hanratty still had Blind Willie up to $200 a month by the time he retired in 1978. And the thing is, dig it, my brothers, Wheelock was angry this morning, angry, and Wheelock talked about having consulted a priest. These things worry him, but what worries him most of all is what Wheelock said about following him. See what you do. Who you turn into. Garfield ain't your name. I'd bet dollars to donuts. It's a mistake to fuck with a truly penitential, Officer Wheelock, Blind Willie thinks. You'd be safer fucking with my wife than with my name, believe me. Safer by far. Wheelock could do it, though. What could be simpler than shadowing a blind man, or even one who can see little more than shadows? Simpler than watching him turn into some hotel and enter the public men's room? Watching him go into a stall as Blind Willie Garfield and come out as Willie Shearman? Suppose Wheelock was even able to backtrail him from Willie to Bill? Thinking this brings back his morning jitters, his feeling of being a snake between skins. The fear that he has been photographed taking a bribe will hold Wheelock for a while, but if he is angry enough, there is no predicting what he may do. And that is scary. God love you, soldier, says a voice out of the darkness. I wish I could do more. Not necessary, "Sir," Blind Willie says. But his mind is still on Jasper Wheelock, who smells of cheap cologne and talked to a priest about the blind man with the sign, the blind man who is not, in Wheelock's opinion, blind at all. What had he said? "You're going to hell, see how many handouts you get down there. Have a very Merry Christmas, sir, thank you for helping me." And the day goes on. 4:25 p.m. His sight has started to resurface, dim, distant, but there. It is his cue to pack up and go. He kneels, back ramrod stiff, and lays his cane behind the case again. He bands the last of the bills, dumps them and the last coins into the bottom of the case, then puts the baseball glove and the tinsel-decorated sign inside.